I love Todd Mcfarlane, but how many covers is too many covers for Spawn? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to another JMS Talks. I am your host, very sexy, very talented, very distinguished, always narcissistic, but never vain. Staunch defender Rob Liefeld and Gina Carano, and a lover of all things 90s. Joseph Michael Sontag, or Joe M. Sontag if you prefer, or as the Pope likes to call me, JMS. And welcome back, and today we are talking about Todd Mcfarlane, the Spawn universe, all of his books. He made a comeback. I don't know if you call it a comeback. He's always been very relevant, and I love Todd. This is no way trying to downgrade what he's doing right now, but I've been looking recently, and I was talking to a friend of mine about the amount of covers, and for all of his books, you got Spawn, King Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, The Scorched, and then when Spawn Universe came out. And this has been basically happening for a little while now. I caught wind of it on about the Spawn 300, because that's about where I came back, started collecting Spawn again. Because I was there from the beginning, well, as close to the beginning as you can be from issue 1. And I stopped collecting after issue 100, because Greg Capullo left the book, and I was basically there for Todd in the early days for his art, and then Capullo for the long stretch in his art. And I was gone for about 200 issues. But the monumental 300 issue was coming up. I really wanted to check that out. So I got back into it. I started collecting the books, and then I got caught up in the excitement, right? The excitement with all these cover artists and people bringing, Capullo was coming back. You had Campbell, you had Booth doing stuff, So I started getting all these covers. And at first, it wasn't a big deal. At first, it was cool. I liked it. I felt special, right? It made me feel a part of something. But then it was like every issue of Spawn was like 5 covers, 7 covers. The Spawn Universe came out. That was an oversized book, I think, of multiple covers. Gunslinger Spawn, which is great. Brett Booth is knocking it out of the world right now, kicking ass on that, but a ton of different covers. The Scorched coming out, a bunch of different covers. King Spawn, a bunch of different covers. I was looking it up. I think King Spawn had 7 covers. Spawn Gunslinger, I think, had 7. I want to say the Scorched had like 15 covers, I think. Maybe that was King Spawn had 15. Let's see. No, the Scorched. Yeah, Spawn Scorched number 1 had 15 different variant covers to that not campaign, to that book, to that release. Man, that's a lot of covers. It's a lot of covers, Todd. And I get it. You're doing something. You're getting the sales back up. Spawn's sales have been really good. You rode that momentum of 300, and you just kept on going. Now it's the launching of the Spawn universe, which I think is a great idea. Might as well expand your IP. You got so many characters. And honestly, right now, what is Image really doing that's any kind of interesting other than Spawn? I don't think there's really anything out there that's really kind of captivating anybody right now. Even the character, to me, it's got to have good artists on it. So when you bring guys like Capullo back to do covers, or just pages here or there, bring Campbell in to do the same thing, covers, page here or there. Bring Brett Booth to come in and do actual, interiors for Gunslinger Spawn was great. I mean, that dude's an awesome artist. He does the character well. Philip Tan's coming in and doing some stuff, and he draws an awesome Spawn. You got Mark Silvestri, providing layouts for one of the Scorch covers, and Todd Mcfarlane's going in and McFarlaneizing it, with his inks and making it look awesome. It's a great combination of artists there on the book. So all very exciting, very cool. I dig it. However, you're just wearing me out, and I know if you're wearing me out, you're wearing a bunch of other people out. And the conversation I had with my friend earlier, it just kind of reinforced the idea that, he brought it up. He's like, man, these covers, they're starting to wear me out. And I was like, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I hadn't heard too many people complaining about it as of right now. But this worries me just a little bit, because it's kind of like in the 90s when you had the speculator boom and you knew the bubble was going to burst, and the industry would take advantage of the readers by, doing all these multiple variant covers, specialty covers, like all this kind of stuff, getting, the collectors to really shill out a lot of money to get these books. And I feel, Image was a big part of that. Image was a big part of it in the 90s, just like everybody else. But Image jumped right in, just like everybody else did, and Todd was a big part of that as well. So part of me worries a little bit that that's, going to start alienating people. And I don't want to see Todd do that when he's riding this really uh, high wave of success right now. There's a lot of chatter going on. The Spawn movie is coming down the line, hopefully at some point. But Spawn's relevant again. Todd McFarlane Productions is relevant. And some might argue that it was always relevant, but for me, it had dropped off for a little while, and now it's back. Now it's back in a big way, and I just don't want to see him, you know, drive fans off again because he's constantly hitting these, the LCSs with, 7 different covers for each title. And you got like what three or four titles, 7 covers a piece, and then on top of that, you got the 1 in 50 variant cover, sketch variant cover, whatever that he did. I mean, it's an awful lot, man. It's an awful lot. That's all I'm saying. I hope that I hope this is a short-term thing. Maybe he pulls back a little bit. I do have to say though, the quality of the books though, because I've got Gunslinger Spawn #1 with his cover by Todd right here. I have to say that the cover stock, the paper stock, I was complaining a bit for a while. Spawn I thought was going a little bit cheaper with the paper. I didn't like it as much, but the new stuff he's been coming out with, I like it. It's thicker paper, but it's still got like the pliable, bendy quality that you would want from a floppy, which is what I love. That's comic books to me. And I have to say that I've kind of been looking into this for research. I want to see how he does this because I would like to kind of adopt the same kind of policy with Reaper Destroyer when it comes, maybe a thicker cover. Because I want to say the cover might be the same. It might be the same kind of paper stock as the interiors, and I'd probably want to go just a little thicker on the cover. But kudos to you, Todd. You're putting out some great work. $5.99. I mean, and they're oversized. All these books are oversized. They're not 22 pages. These are 30 some odd pages. Maybe even closer to 40. So he's putting the work in. He's hiring a bunch of people. He's putting stuff out there. So I think that's awesome. I just maybe cut back on the covers just a little bit. Maybe do like 3. You could do yourself. You do the artist on the book, and then another variant by a popular artist. I think that would be great. I don't think we need seven per title. Could just be me. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Does this bother you at all? Do you not care? I know a lot of us are kind of divorced from the mainstream, but Image is kind of that weird middle ground, and a lot of Image isn't worth anything to me anymore, but I still support the guys that I came up loving, and Todd is definitely one of those guys, one of the big influences of me early on in my life when I wanted to be an artist, a creator. I will always support Todd. So, maybe it doesn't bother you, maybe it bothers you, maybe you don't care. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications, share it on social media, and as always, I will talk to you all later. Peace.